Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. So I was going through my closet and I found these two jackets and they're both old and I never wear them, so I decided to make something new. So I came up with this. It's just like a really simple crop jacket and I decided to do some different denim panels on the sleeve, and I left the edges raw because I wanted to look a little like, you know, rugged and just distressed. So if you want to know how I got this done, just keep watching. So I decided that I wanted to use the pink jacket as the base for my new jacket. So I'm going to cut out the zipper so that I can crop it. And here's me cropping the jacket after I cut the zipper out. Oh, and if you're wondering, yeah, the jacket was already cut. I lost the footage of me actually cutting it, so yeah. So before I get done with this pink jacket, I just want to mark the sleeve area really quick so I can just cut across and add the denim sleeves later. Okay, so before I'm truly done with this pink jacket, I just have to do one more thing. I have to cut the sleeve lining out. Since I'm going to be adding another sleeve onto this jacket, I don't want the lining to get in the way, so that's why I'm cutting it out. And the second jacket that I'm going to use is this old denim jacket, and I'm mainly using the sleeves from it, and later on I'm going to take away some of its edges too to use for the rest of the jacket. And while I was playing around with these sleeves, I realized that I want to incorporate more denim, so I'm going to cut 6 pieces from this denim first. And since I want to use more pieces of denim, I'm going to take these old pair of jeans and I'm actually going to cut the ankles and use those panels to add on to the denim sleeve that I'm making. And denim jeans always have like that really hard hem, so I'm just going to cut it off because it's going to look too bulky on my sleeve. So when I cut off the original sleeve from that pink jacket, I actually kept the excess of the sleeve because I just want to measure out the denim panel just to see like what directions I need to go as far as the length. But while I did this, I decided I wanted the sleeves to go over my hand, so yeah, you'll see it get a little longer. And as I started getting the denim panels together, I began to pin it at the spot on the pink jacket that I want to start the sleeve. And of course, some of the panels were just a little too big to really fit, just like this one. So I'm going to have to go to the sewing machine and take in that extra material. And here's me at the sewing machine, and I want to say that I took in most of the panels about a ½ inch, but if you decide to do this, it all depends on how your panels fit together. Okay, so I'm done getting the panels together and I've started to pin the other panels to each other so I can see how the sleeve will look. And this is the first panel that I'm going to sew onto the jacket, and I'm going to sew with about ½ inch of seam allowance. And since I'm going to hand sew the sleeves, I am taking the panels off of the pins one by one and just attaching it when I need it. And this is how my first sewn sleeve looked. So here I'm sewing my first panel on camera, and I am hand sewing the panels. So I'm just gonna really take my time so that the stitching is straight. And guys, if you decide to hand sew, just know that it does take a little while. It's definitely not the speediest way to sew on the panels. So if this method is a little too slow for you, by all means definitely grab that sewing machine. And regardless of which method you choose, just make sure you keep sewing until the panel is attached. And after you're done your first panel, it should look something like this. And guys, once you have that first panel down, just keep going with the second, third, fourth, fifth, because just keep in mind that these panels should be making up an entire sleeve. You can decide how short or long you want it to be, but with the sleeves being in a panel, it does take a little bit of time. And this is how the sleeves looked when I was all done. So cute. I really loved it. And now I just have to figure out what I want to do with the raw edges that are left. So for trim, I decided to go back to my old denim jacket and cut off the button and the buttonhole trim and use that. And then for the hem of my new jacket, I decided just to go back to that same denim jacket again and cut off the bottom of its hem and use it on the jacket that I'm making. And in these clips, I'm just pinning all of that trim that I cut off for the raw edges. Okay, so I'm back at the sewing machine and I'm just going to sew all of the trim right on top of the raw edges. You guys have probably heard this before, but literally after I sew anything, I just take my iron and I just give it a good press because for some reason it just makes everything look better and just, yeah, more pretty. Okay guys, and here is the finished jacket, and I love it so much. Like, I just think it's the cutest little thing ever. But hopefully you guys get to make something like this or do your own thing with it. If you do, let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys later. Bye.